Welcome to Movie Time, and today we are counting down the top 10 new movies of 2023. If you haven't watched them yet, they should definitely be on your list. This compilation includes the standout movies of the year mostly released in December. If you enjoyed this list of the top 10 new movies, feel free to share it with friends who share a fondness for movies. Stay tuned until the end of the video and let us know in the comments which film is your favorite. Number 10. Your Christmas or Mine Too.
We can just follow in the one book by Jeff.
You're joking, right?
Your Christmas or Mine Too is a romantic comedy film directed by Jim O'Hanlon. Serving as a sequel to the film Your Christmas or Mine, it was released by Amazon Prime Video on December 8. The story follows James, played by Butterfield, and Haley as they anticipate celebrating their second Christmas together. Lord Humphrey, James' father, extends an invitation to the Taylors to join them for Christmas at a luxurious ski resort in the Austrian Alps. The purpose is to introduce them to his new American girlfriend played by Jane Krakowski. However, complications arise when Jeff, Haley's father, takes charge of their family's travel arrangements. A transportation mix-up at the airport results in both families ending up at each other's accommodations situated on opposite sides of a valley. Predictably, chaos ensues, leaving James and Haley to navigate the situation and prevent their relationship from going off course. Number 9. Candy Cane Lane.
I need your brackets to mount a reindeer.
What?
Candy Cane Lane is a Christmas comedy film directed by Reginald Hudlin and written by Kelly Younger. It was released by Amazon Prime Video on December 1. Every year during the holiday season, the residents of Southern California come together on East Acacia Avenue in El Segundo. This street, affectionately known as Candy Cane Lane, has been a cherished tradition since 1949, where people gather to admire the festively decorated homes in the neighborhood. The story revolves around Chris, played by Eddie Murphy, who is a resident of Candy Cane Lane and has recently lost his job. When a $100,000 prize is announced for the annual decorating contest, Chris sees it as a solution to their financial challenges. He endeavors to win the award for the best Christmas decorations in the neighborhood. In a twist of fate, Chris unwittingly strikes a deal with the mischievous elf Pepper. In an effort to enhance his chances of winning, she casts a spell that brings the 12 days of Christmas to life. Chaos ensues in the town, compelling Chris's wife Carol and their 3 children to confront cunning magical creatures and break the spell to save Christmas. Number 8. Family Switch.
I wish you could be me. I would love for you to be me for one day.
Family Switch is a comedy film directed by McGinty. The film is based on the 2010 children's book Bedtime for Mommy by Amy Krause Rosenthal. It was released on Netflix on November 30. The plot unfolds around the Walker family, which includes Bill and Jess along with their children. While visiting an observatory to observe a planetary alignment, the family engages in arguments and discusses what it would be like to experience each other's lives. An elderly astrologer observes their quarrels and, at the family's request, takes a photograph of them together. When the camera phone flashes a light from outer space, strikes the planetarium, causing the family to accidentally damage a nearby telescope. The following morning, each family member discovers that they have switched bodies with someone else. Their comedic journey to return to their original selves brings them closer together than they could have ever imagined. Number 7. The Family Plan.
At least let me put my kid down.
The Family Plan is an action comedy film directed by Simon Celin Jones. It was released on Apple TV Plus on December 15. The film follows Dan Morgan, played by Mark Wahlberg. A devoted husband, father of 3, and successful car salesman, enjoys his peaceful suburban life. However, this seemingly ordinary life conceals a hidden past. Decades earlier, Dan served as an elite government assassin, tasked with eliminating the world's most dangerous threats. When adversaries from his past resurface, Dan decides to safeguard his family. Without revealing his true identity, he hastily gathers his unsuspecting wife, angst-ridden teenage daughter, professional gamer son, and adorable 10-month-old baby into their minivan. The unexpected journey takes them on a cross-country road trip to Las Vegas. In a bid to protect his loved ones, Dan must resurrect his long-dormant skills. The challenge lies in navigating the dangers and adversaries while keeping his true identity under wraps. Number 6. Pain Hustlers.
Is that even legal?
67 and a 65.
Pain Hustlers is a crime drama film directed by David Yates. The storyline is adapted from Evan Hughes' 2022 book of the same title. It was released on Netflix on October 27. The story of a billionaire startup company exposing the malevolent intentions inherent in the corrupt drug trade and its lax legal repercussions. The film follows Liza, played by Blunt, is a single mother and strip club dancer aspiring to secure a brighter future for herself and her daughter. Her encounter with Pete Brenner, played by Evans, at the club leads to a job offer in a pharmaceutical startup promising an attractive salary. Accepting the position at Xana, the pharmaceutical company responsible for producing the drug, Liza ascends through the corporate hierarchy. Her charisma and determination propel both the company and herself into a lavish lifestyle. However, she soon discovers that she is entangled in a criminal conspiracy with dire consequences. Number 5. A Good Person.
Allison, every memory I cherish has you in it.
A Good Person is a drama film written, directed, and produced by Zach Braff. It was released on March 31 by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. The film follows Allison, a young and aspiring woman with a thriving career, a loving fiancé, and a close-knit circle of family and friends. However, her life takes a heartbreaking turn when she experiences a tragic incident, resulting in the death of her future sister-in-law, Daniel's daughter, played by Morgan Freeman. This event leads her to grapple with the soft touch of opioid addiction and unresolved grief, abruptly altering her course. As she seeks help for her addiction, years later, Allison encounters Daniel, who surprisingly shares his own struggles with her. Ultimately, the pair realize that friendship and forgiveness are powerful tools that can heal the deepest of wounds. Number 4. Leave the World Behind.
Get in the car right now!
Leave the World Behind is an apocalyptic psychological thriller film written, directed, and produced by Sam Esmail. The storyline is based on Rumayyan Alam's 2020 novel. The film was released on Netflix on December 8. The narrative follows two families experiencing isolation from the outside world amid a potential societal collapse. While vacationing at a secluded home on Long Island, Amanda, played by Julia Roberts, and her husband Clay, played by Ethan Hawke, respond to a late-night knock at the door. Scott, the homeowner, and his daughter Ruth return, bringing news of a blackout and request to stay at the house during the uncertainty of the unfolding situation. Initially hesitant, Amanda reluctantly agrees at her husband's insistence, with her children Rose and Archie asleep upstairs. As the initial unease with the strangers subsides, it becomes evident that the sole threat to everyone's safety lies beyond the confines of the house. Wildlife behaves strangely, and a mysterious high-pitched noise prompts everyone to cover their ears in pain, heightening the tension and intrigue in the film. Number 3. Poor Things.
Good evening.
Her brain and her body are not quite synchronized.
Poor Things is a black comedy fantasy film directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. It is based on the 1992 novel of the same name by Alastair Gray. The film was released on December 8 by Searchlight Pictures. The story follows Bella Baxter, a young woman revived by the ingenious but eccentric scientist Dr. Godwin after a tragic demise. However, her brain is replaced with that of an infant, leaving Bella in a state of confusion regarding her identity and the surrounding world. Guided by Dr. Godwin, she endeavors to relearn the ways of life. Despite these efforts, Bella feels trapped and lost, prompting her to embark on a surreal adventure with a dubious lawyer named Duncan Wedderburn. Throughout her journey, Bella encounters various societal norms and biases of the time, leading to personal growth and a quest for answers in the pursuit of liberation. Number 2. Wonka.
My name is Willy Wonka.
Wonka is a captivating musical fantasy film directed by Paul King. The film was released on December 15 by Warner Brothers Pictures. It marks the third cinematic adaptation of Roald Dahl's book, delving into Willy's early years, preceding the reopening of his renowned chocolate factory. Fueled by an unwavering passion for crafting chocolate, Willy embarks on a transformative journey to refine his skills. His destination is an unspecified European city, where he aspires to fulfill his dream of establishing a chocolate shop at the prestigious Galeries Gourmet. It is within this city that he has his first encounter with the enigmatic Oompa Loompa. However, the malevolent chocolate cartel emerges as a formidable obstacle for Wonka in realizing his ambitious goal. Fortunately, Willy finds unwavering support from his newfound companions, notably the endearing Oompa Loompa, adding depth and charm to this cinematic tale. Number 1. The Holdovers.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Coates. I truly believe that you can.
The Holdovers is a comedy drama film directed by Alexander Payne, written by David Hemmingson. It was released on October 27 by Focus Features. The story revolves around Paul, played by Giamatti, a teacher disliked by everyone. Neither his students nor his colleagues nor even the headmaster appreciates his pompous and rigid demeanor. With no family and nowhere to go during the Christmas holiday of 1970, Paul decides to stay at the school to oversee students who are unable to travel home. As the days pass, only one student, Angus, a 15-year-old troublemaker with academic potential, remains. Angus, whose misbehavior constantly puts his academic standing at risk, becomes the sole holdover. Alongside Paul and Angus is Mary, the head cook, an African-American woman. These three individuals, each with distinct backgrounds and personalities, unexpectedly come together to form an unconventional Christmas family. Thank you for watching today's video. By subscribing to our channel, you'll be the first to know about new movie releases. You'll also have access to our curated list of must-see movies, ranging from classic films to the latest blockbusters. So, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and join our community of movie lovers today.